Good morning. Welcome to the May NOAC Chamber Focus Series. We're very excited to have everyone with us today. I am Cindy Holzheimer, President and CEO of the Northern Ohio Area Chambers of Commerce, NOAC for short. Also with us this morning is our brand new VP of Operations, Rachel Winecoop. Rachel, wave your good hand. All right. I do want to introduce everyone to our board, which most of them are with us today. So we have board chair, Missy McWhorter, immediate past chair, John Sobolewski, our vice chair, Greg Church. Tony Gallo is our treasurer. He's actually in Italy at the moment. And our secretary, Karen Bosley. So I'm excited this morning. This is a topic we haven't talked about before, so I'm really excited to bring this. Jessica Markowitz is with Humanitix. And up until a couple months ago, I hadn't heard of this platform either, but it's an event platform. And Jessica's going to kind of go through the platform a little bit with us and really give us that ways to streamline our event registrations and also ways to give back. That's a really interesting part of this platform that really struck a chord with me. And we're really excited. We are actually going to be using this platform as well. So stay tuned on that. But I do want to introduce Jessica and turn the floor over to her. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cindy, and thank you, everybody. Thanks for having me. Really excited to be here and chat with all of you. Before I jump in, I thought it could be fun if we could just put in the chat really quickly, what is the most frustrating thing for you when you check out and buy a ticket? What really just gets on your nerves when you want to just buy a ticket and it's not happening, whether the Wi-Fi goes out or you need to make an account, as an example. What would you put on your wish list for an easier checkout experience or event ticket experience? We can just take one or two. Awesome. Here's one. Having to answer questions. I might not know the answers. Account creation. Awesome. Any others? Sure, I did it right. Yep. Awesome. Awesome. Those are great. All right, we'll run with that. And I ask you this just because one of the priorities of Humanitix is to, as Cindy said, streamline your events, make it a simpler process, both for the ticket buyer, for your community, but also for you when you set it up, knowing that you're going to be creating an easy experience to up your sales and also just increase, the community that's able to come join you, giving them a nice experience. Before I jump into the tech, into who we are and what is Humanitix, I just wanted to share a small story about how I actually found Humanitix. So 2.5 years ago, my brother tragically passed away, and I was at another job where I wasn't really finding my purpose. I was a bit lost. So I left the position and was searching, as many of us do after a tragic loss, looking for what's next. What's this purpose in my life? How do I move forward? And accidentally, my mom and I were listening to a podcast by Sam Harris. He's really interesting. Highly recommend if you haven't listened before. And Sam Harris, the only reason why we were listening was because my brother was actually a big fan. It was a nice way to connect back to him and to remember him. So we were listening to the podcast, and one of the biggest pieces of Sam Harris is that he doesn't believe in advertisements. It's very firm belief that he will not have adverts during his podcast. And despite this belief, in this episode we decided to listen to, he did about a 30-second, maybe even less, right around holiday time, about Humanitix. He said they were launching the first U.S. headquarters in Denver, Colorado. And I happened to have just relocated there truly about a month ago, trying to figure out what was next. A year ago. And had finished this job and was looking for purpose. I really wasn't sure what this purpose was, but when I heard about an innovative business model that was doing both tech and charity at the same time, I got really excited. And not only do they do tech and charity, but they're an event ticketing platform that has tons of music and fascinating events, which my brother was a DJ. So the connections were really incredible for me. And I tell you all of this because that is the power of Humanitix, not only our platform and what we do, but the people that it's brought together. And it all starts with the people and the foundation of a company. And even just a smaller world, I happen to know the founders through a small community, family, friends in Australia. It all brought me here a year and a half later, helping to lead the US team of Humanitix. So I wanted to share that because behind every organization, there are powerful, humble, incredible people that make it happen. And I'm honored to be one of those people and was really grateful to find an opportunity to drive purpose in my life through an organization that's grounded through purpose. So with that, I will share my screen and explain to you how we make that purpose happen. And feel free to pop any questions in the chat anytime. Can everybody see my screen okay? Yeah, awesome. So Humanitix, we are driven by purpose, and first and foremost, we are a nonprofit ticketing platform that is working to provide a quality education to every child in the world, and we do this through tickets. So why Humanitix? It's extremely incredible that we've found a way to use an innovative business model to create good, but the tech is extremely important. We need to appeal to the industry and ensure that we have everything that both an organizer and a ticket buyer would want, require, and would like to see. Most importantly, fees. Feel free to raise your hand if you've ever felt frustrated when going to check out for a $20 ticket and it happens to be 40 by the end. This is extremely frustrating experience and really makes no sense. And as the nonprofit ticketing platform that we are, one of our first goals was to make events more accessible and affordable. And we do this by not only being a nonprofit, but by understanding that there is a way to do both, to provide quality tech with reasonable fees in order to do the work we do while still donating 100% of our profits to charity. And we do this because we don't have any shareholders. We don't have any reason to bring these back into our company. If we can function, do the work that we do, and provide a platform that does what organizers and everybody needs it to do, we're able to still drive these donations and our company. So with Humanitix, this is given a variety of platforms, maybe not every single one in the industry, but most hosts are actually saving from 30 to 60%. And this is on a booking fee that can be passed on, absorbed, a combination of the two. It's based on the organization and how they would like to handle that. But specifically as a nonprofit, that 60% is a huge discount from what they're currently facing on many other platforms. And the reason we did that is because as a 501c3 ourselves, we understand how important it is to raise money and have those fees actually go back into your organization so you can do the important work that you do. Support. This is huge. There are many robots out there that may be there to support you, but we need humans. And as Humanitix, we're trying to bring the human into ticketing, given the name and who we are and what we stand for. So you'll actually have a human being to speak to, and you'll have real quality support. That was something that was extremely important to us. And then lastly, the features, the ease of use, personalization, these are all really important features we wanted to bring into the industry, being a charity, having quality tech, and providing an incredible experience for everybody. Another really important feature was that there's no sign up or setup fees. There's no contract. We want to make this as easy as possible. And really, again, break down those fees to make them accessible, affordable, and reasonable. So as I mentioned, support. This is really, really critical. And for our organizers across North America. They'll have local support that is based in Denver, Colorado. However, we do have our offices in Sydney, in Australia, in New Zealand, and then here in Denver. It's really critical that you have somebody during your business hours, but if you are somebody that likes to stay up very late or get the work done in the wee crazy hours of the night, you will be able to reach our Australian and New Zealand team, which is awesome, because there are basically only a few hours that we might miss you based on this global company. But beyond being available, it's really a one-on-one experience. You have a dedicated account manager, you know their name, their phone number, and you can actually speak to them at any time, whether it's to set it up, whether it's post-event, getting your reports, really having that quality support throughout the experience. Branding. This is huge. Whether you're a graphic designer or not, I myself am surely not, but have experienced many times when I go to buy a ticket that it feels a bit more like the ticketing is the brand rather than the organization. And Humanitix really wanted to allow you to bring your brand to life and have that shine rather than our company. Of course, it's a beautiful experience to get to provide our platform to you. But at the end of the day, we want you to be able to customize and bring those colors into your event page. And so we do this in a couple of different ways. We are integrated with Canva, which is an incredible tool for those of you who don't know. And it brings in all kinds of opportunity to create graphic designs, posters, social media posts, anything you need in order to promote your event through different graphics. And so it's right on the platform. You can just jump right in, and that allows you to add those colors and branding that you may not otherwise be able to. First of all, from Canva, but also with our tools to integrate into your website and to really allow the focus on your organization and your event. So Streamline checkout. This is a huge one we saw in the chat. First of all, creating an account. This is really, really common with pretty much everything we do in the world and on technology these days. We need to go and sign up, right? We need an email, we need a phone number, name, etc. With Humanitix, you can jump on and buy a ticket anytime, no account required. That's the first piece. But the second piece is, what if, like you saw in the chat, you need to edit your order? What if you need a refund? What if something went wrong? No worries, you can hop in, edit your order anytime, and you don't need to sign in to do so. You don't need to click forgot your password. You can just truly jump right in and go ahead and change whatever data you need to change. The other exciting piece is data is really important, right? There is a lot to collect and understand from your guests that are joining, but you can actually ask these checkout questions after they've paid. So we've seen cart abandonment be a really tricky situation for many organizers and organizations because there's just too much going on, too many questions. They want to just get the ticket and they end up just leaving. Not now. Instead of going through this experience, you can have these questions pop out after they pay. They can decide, you know what, I actually still don't want to do it now. They exit out, but they can come back anytime and edit their order. Let's say they still haven't done it. You can send out an email campaign with our tools and remind all the people who haven't filled out their questions. So really just trying to save you time, make it a snappy experience, giving the agency actually to the ticket buyer to do what they need to do instead of relying on the organizer, and eliminating the admin time for you all, or for the person organizing the event. One-click purchase with Google Pay. We also have Afterpay, which we'll talk about later as well, which we've seen has been really supportive for people who would like to attend and just can't afford the entire price at the moment for those higher end tickets, maybe a music festival. Really, really great tool that we're seeing is increasing majorly, especially in the younger community. Oopsie, sorry. So personalizing the guest experience. This is a really awesome tool for a gala, a summit. Maybe you have a seating map where you have really intricate ways you need to set it up. It's completely customizable. So you start from scratch, you kind of paint and play and go ahead and map out what it's going to look like. Once you make your seating map once, you can actually duplicate the template and use it multiple times. But you can also do a lot of really cool things here, such as search for where your friends are sitting. If you want to make that an option and you want to sit at the table at the gala with your friends, you can look them up. You can also turn that off and assign seats. You can block seats. You can leave a social distancing seat. That's an actual feature we made. We're constantly trying to adapt and understand what the community needs in the event and ticketing industry. What can we do to be the most supportive? And again, just make it a simpler, easy experience for everybody. VIP management, this is a really cool one where our free scanning app, which you can download anytime onto your phone, and we can talk about a little bit later, but the scanning app allows you to send internally to your staff and volunteers quick little messages that will pop up when somebody special has maybe scanned in their ticket. It could be used for anything. Maybe when volunteers come, it shows, hey, volunteer 1 has arrived. Please make your way to door 2. Just really cool little ideas to, again, make the experience simple, straightforward, and enhance how everything works and is automated. So that's a really cool feature as well. And then again, customizing everything. This is something we really wanted to increase in the experience. It doesn't have to be just what the platform says. You can customize the messaging. So in the chat, we saw confirmation, making sure you receive that. You'll receive a confirmation from Humanitix, but you can really customize this with graphics, a message from the host, maybe a map of the venue, directions, anything you'd like to add. You can specify down to the actual ticket message. What does it say on your actual ticket? One of my favorites, you can customize the calendar description. So if somebody wants to add this to their calendar, maybe you say something like, hey, look at you. You're super organized, and put this on your calendar. We can't wait to see you. Whatever. Maybe you like to be goofy, maybe it's too goofy, but just again, cool opportunities to spice up what is coming in for your ticket buyers, to get them excited and to keep everything custom to your brand and your messaging. So back to kind of bringing the agency to the guest, there are some really awesome ways that you can empower them and give them the tools to do what they need to do. So we have an automated refund feature. They can jump in, process their own refund. This is all based upon a policy that you set. So if you turn that off, it's not going to be possible for them. But back to that kind of edit order button, they're able to just go in, edit their order, and request a refund if it's within the policy. You can also manually process these anytime as the admin, but again, just handing over the reins to the guest to give them that opportunity. We have a really awesome wait list, which will automatically trigger any tickets that have just been canceled or refunded to whoever's in the wait list. So again, that can be automatic or manual, just trying to create that ease both for you and for the customer. They'll receive an email, hey, the wait list, you're next, and your ticket is ready, hop in. Lastly, just in terms of those checkout questions, as I mentioned, they can update them anytime, whether it's dietary requirements, their t-shirt size, etc. Just not having to go back in and make an account, making it simple and getting them to where they need to go. So the scanning app, this is huge for on-site check-in. There is nothing wrong with printing out a list and checking people off. I'm all for it, but you can do both. You can have a list of all your attendees while also having a few people maybe scanning in the QR codes that are automated through Humanitix. So you'll receive a ticket with your QR code. That's a unique QR code to the individual who purchased. It'll show how many tickets they purchased, what's the ticket type, all of that data once you scan it in. But let's say they forgot their confirmation, they never got it for some reason. You can just look up their name, first or last name, check them in, just keeping it really quick, moving everybody forward if there is a big line for some reason. And this actually works online and offline. So let's say your reception goes down. We've made it so that our app actually continues to function and will later sync up with the console and the desktop version of Humanitix. It'll make sure to update who's checked in and all of that data once you've come back onto Wi-Fi. And again, this is totally free. It's available on all devices. It's called Humanitix for hosts. And I can talk about that as well later, but it's a really incredible tool for getting that on-site check-in quick and neat and tidy. So reporting, this is huge for everybody in order to make sure you can maintain that data, look at events side by side, what went well, what can we do better next time, and keeping track of the individuals who joined you that you'd like to continue to invite. So you'll be able to track everything in real time, whether it's on the computer or on your app. You'll have all of the data. It never expires. It can be exported anytime. And you've got just kind of a front-facing dashboard that's constantly giving you the information you may need. And then you can go in later and filter and report. You can even schedule reports as well, so that without even thinking about it, they're coming right through to your inbox. So integrations, these are really exciting because they allow you to do the work you're doing in the event space while also streamlining all of that data into platforms you may already be using. So as an example, Facebook, this is a great tool for promotion. No matter what you're doing, many of us put these events onto Facebook to cross-promote. And so Humanitix has a direct integration with Facebook where you can just jump right onto your Humanitix platform, click connect to Facebook, and it will just create that event for you right onto Facebook with a nice embedded link that takes them to Humanitix. Really seamless. We see a lot of organizers using this because they have a database that's just purely from Facebook, bringing in individuals simply just from Facebook. You also can track those analytics. So you can insert your Facebook pixel and see who is clicking on Facebook to buy those tickets to have an understanding of those kind of reports and data. Same with Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics. This is going to let you know exactly what's coming through, where, when, how, and track that data consistently for your events and your organization. In terms of CRMs, we have HubSpot and Salesforce as direct integrations, but we have Zapier as well, which allows you to connect to thousands of apps. You name it, almost every single one I've heard of is on there. And so again, when somebody signs up for an event, but they're already in your database, it will update that information in your database. If it's a new contact, it'll update that as a new contact for you. Really exciting way to streamline and get that data into where you need it. Lastly, I mentioned Canva, which is really amazing for graphic designs. It's also free for nonprofits. So as long as you are a 501c3 and show your status, you can use the premium Canva tools, which is really incredible. And MailChimp, many people already have their own kind of email marketing tool, but this is really amazing as well to track from MailChimp campaigns, for example, how many people clicked on Humanitix and purchased a ticket. Payments, so we've got lots of different options: Google Pay, one-click purchase, Afterpay if you need some time to break up those payments, all the main credit cards, and then pay by invoice, a really neat tool if you are having galas or sponsors and you would like a invoice created right through the platform. You can do so through the back end, really simple process. And promotion. Everybody is always looking, how can we get more people? One of the most exciting things about Humanitix in the early days was winning the Google Impact Challenge. This challenge was looking for organizations that were finding a way to blend tech and charity, which is exactly what Humanitix aims to do by donating 100% of our profits while still having an up-to-standard technology in the industry. And so being a Google-backed company and a Google partner, our SEO is fantastic. When people search on Google, they're going to find you right away. This is a really exciting way to promote your event pretty effortlessly and actually track that again, as I mentioned, through Google Analytics. Not only through our Google partnership, but through our newsletter, through our social media, we're constantly cross-promoting our events and our partners as well. And you can track all of this again through the analytical tools and through using Canva and your social media and all of our integrations. Really a large amount of ways that you can promote yourselves and your events, and both organic marketing and then beyond. This is a really exciting tool as well that most platforms, no platform really can say, as being kind of the only nonprofit ticketing platform in this industry, you are able to share that with your organizers, with your community, with your ticket buyers. This is something bigger than just a ticket. We are making impact with every transaction made, and that is because of your guests and because of all of you. And so actually engaging your audience and bringing them into that impact, showing them the charities that we support on your website. Our charities are now your charities, showing them exactly what our impact is. How do we measure that? What does 100% of profits going to charity actually look like? What are these charities actually doing in their communities? And so just to give an example of that, we've got all kinds of partnership announcements happening all the time, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, etc. You can see this was a really awesome vintage festival that wanted to show their followers in their community. This is why we switched, and here's what we get to be a part of as a result. Donating and bringing those booking fees into something much more powerful while still getting to run our event and sell the tickets we need to sell. So we encourage our organizers and our community. This is a partnership, and it's a really exciting way to work together and change the world truly through tickets. So I just wanted to show an awesome video of our co-founder. We recently gave our biggest donation of $1 million, totaling us to over 2.5 million in donations to date. And before I share the video, I also wanted to share just briefly what these charities are. We have 4 charities that we support. And the reason why we do this is to streamline our efforts to be able to really measure our impact. We have these charities that all have a common shared impact goal, which is education, providing a quality education. And so we do this through our charity partners that are in Australia, New Zealand, and the United States. In the US, it's through code.org, which is a computer science literacy organization that is providing that computer science curriculum across classrooms all over the United States. It's giving the opportunity to many students that wouldn't otherwise in disadvantaged classrooms be able to learn how to code. And we actually got to go to a classroom here in Denver, and I was way behind. I could not follow. And these were 10-year-olds coding right in front of me. It was unbelievable. And that's something also we're really proud of. We get to actually see the impact right in Denver, Colorado, where several of us live. But beyond that, our other partner is Room to Read. They provide quality education to children and women across the globe, focusing on sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia. Our partners in Australia and New Zealand also focus on education through different scholarship programs. So the commonality here is education. And we chose this because we really believe as a tech charity that education is the way to change the world. So with that, I will just hop in. Let me know, is my sound working?
Here to theme park to share some very exciting news. Why a theme park? I really don't know. Come with me.
That's one of our co-founders, Adam McCurdy. Lots of podcasts and awesome articles that I can send around after if you'd like to learn more about his journey and how it was created with our other co-founder, Josh Ross. But this just shows, you know, you can do it all. You can be in tech, you can make an impact, and we can do it together, truly. We don't want to watch that again. So I encourage you to join the movement. We have some incredible partners and we are really only growing. It's pretty incredible to only be 2 years into this journey in the United States, 7 years total of a company, and see what we're able to do. As I mentioned, giving over $2.5 million and bringing humanity into the ticketing industry. So thank you all so much. It's because of people and the community and organization like yourselves that we're able to do this work. Because without the support and the belief and leaning into the mission, we can't sell tickets. And so thank you so much. Before I kind of ask for any questions, I just wanted to also share my screen and show some really exciting real-time events, such as your own exciting 15th annual Chamber Bright Star Awards. So this is just to show, can everybody see the event page here? Fantastic. So I did not create this. This was created by Cindy and Rachel. Really exciting, again, to see your organization joining us on this mission and movement. So just to give you real quick an idea of how it works, Humanitix is free to sign up. You jump on, you can start making an event today. And it's pretty simple. You just hop in, pick an image, or hop onto Canva, which is this banner image you're seeing here. You've got your title, your dates, your times, a price range. Everything is customizable from the background color of this page to the ticket button. You can add it to your calendar, as I mentioned, maybe add a cool note. You'll have Google Maps populate for you automatically. You can click in and get some directions as a customer if you'd like before buying it. You can check out the description, what's going to be at this event. You can add graphics, videos, anything you'd like. And at the bottom here, you'll see refund policy. So again, you have the option here within those 14 days prior to the event to request a refund on your own or to the organizer itself. A host profile allows you to host your logo, graphics, description of who you are and what's coming up next for somebody new who's maybe just joining, and actually follow your account as well, so that they can continue and subscribe to what's next, marketing and events information. So when we click in to get tickets, really straightforward. You can see sales have not begun yet, but hopefully everybody's going. They start June 1st at 8 a.m. And whether they're paid, free, package tickets, individual tickets, we have a pay what you can feature to include those and make it more accessible and affordable. If somebody can only afford a $5 ticket, you can add that as an option as well. You can have a donation option to raise money for your organization, which will be added to the ticketing cart. But for now, we'll select this free ticket. You can see here that we do share that together we can change the world, and that you are joining this movement of turning millions of dollars of annoying booking fees into a force for good. So when we go to checkout, again, really straightforward, discount code if there is one, first name, last name, email, mobile. We need to send them the ticket, but they don't need to sign up. They're just giving you that data as a ticket buyer. And then here's some checkout questions as an example. So, maybe I'm not in the mood. I really don't feel like it. These are required, but you can make them non-required and pop up after. It's really up to you how you decide to handle that, and depending on how many questions. But if I do decide to just go through here, I'm going to fill out my information. And I can just copy that over to ticket 1. Let's say you're buying this for somebody else, then it's going to be a different name. So it's up to you how you set that up. We're just going to pretend here. I know that that's not relevant, but just to give you the full experience. Now down here, if it was a different email address, you can email the ticket to your friend that you just purchased it for. Otherwise, you can unclick that and you're just getting it to your own inbox. You can subscribe to get more information moving forward. And then you can just click register. This will just be a test so that we can see what pops up. Thanks for booking with Humanitix. Here's your order details. Add it to your calendar, add it to your Google Wallet, and then we'll view our actual ticket. Here we go. We've got a QR code. We have the feature on here where you can see checkout questions on the ticket. You can either have that on or off. You can add an extra message, anything that you'd like. I can print, download, and send this to someone else. So that's kind of the checkout experience. Pretty straightforward, at least I hope so. And then we'll just switch real quick to the back end and show you a little bit of what that looks like as well. So you log on and you've got, again, a little dashboard here. What are my sales? What are my donations? How is everything doing? You can see it split up by ticket type here, charts, and then more extensive reporting from there. But to actually get started, it's 3 steps. Basics here with your name, date, and time, your details where you can pop right into Canva if you'd like, or upload your own graphic. You can go in, add your description, add a refund policy, and your ticket types. Now down here is where you can add a donation, which can include the name, a description, and a suggested amount or range that you are providing to the guests. You'll have reporting again, as I mentioned, that you can download anytime. You can filter by ticket type and search for specific buyers. You can scroll down and see more extensive reporting here over the year if you'd like to look at your events across a year's time, a few months' time. And then just to show some other really cool features here in terms of messaging and embedding and customizing. So you can put the tickets right onto your website. You can do so by simply copy and pasting a code from Humanitix into your site. I'm not a website designer, but I have done it successfully. It's very straightforward and really allows the customers to come straight to you. Instead of coming to Humanitix, they're actually going to come just to your website. So here's an example of a music festival here in Colorado. We scroll down, we're on their site, and they've just got their ticketing right here. This is powered by Humanitix, but nobody needs to know that. It's very fluid. It seamlessly appears on the site. And not only is the ticketing there, but you can actually go through and purchase, seeing what the fees are, seeing if I can add a donation here to give back to the organization. That's all right on their site. The checkout questions, everything. I'm never leaving the website of this organization. So again, streamlining, keeping your branding and everything is with you. Really exciting tool. A couple of other ways you can use that. If you have a bunch of events coming up, you can actually list them as well in a scrolling list. We have some more, but we'll get there. Not at the moment. And then just the last few things here, you are able to run email campaigns. You can send reminders, maybe a survey after the event, anything that you'd like to share post-event. Or prior to directions, a map, etc., anything like that. I think I will probably pause there and see if there are any questions. And I'll stop sharing my screen and see if I can answer anything. Thank you so much.
I have a quick question. So
Yeah.
when you're sending the tickets and their QR codes, and this just makes me think
Yeah.
of the event, and everyone shows up at the same time, and it's kind of bottleneck trying to get everybody to get in. How do we, as the organizers, then what do we use to scan in everyone's ticket? How does that work?
Yeah, so that will be through the free scanning app. It's Humanitix for hosts. It's a really exciting way that you can streamline the entire experience. You can download it today and log in since you already have your event up and ready. And you can even practice scanning in a test ticket and see how quick and seamless that is. And then if you did want to add scanning messages, those VIP messages, you can create a new message and set up what is the heading for which event, who does this apply to? Is this for a VIP? Is it just for anybody that comes in? What's the scanning message you'd like to send to the volunteer? Sorry, I wasn't sharing my screen. There we go. So yeah, it's all through the scanning app. You'll see as well a live scan count once you start of how many people have scanned in from which device. So for example, maybe you want to see which volunteer scanned in the most people. You can do so by pulling this report.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is that says on May 24th, your event page will get a makeover?
Yeah, good question. I can actually show you. So we are about to release, as you saw, May 24th, a pretty awesome, exciting new event page option. I can pull one up for you and show you how cool it looks. Give me 1 second. I think one of the most exciting things about working for a tech company is things are constantly changing. And the reason why we do this is because there is so many awesome, innovative ways that we can be better and more exciting and more appealing and make sure that we stay competitive within the industry as a nonprofit. We don't want to be looked at as just an NGO. We want to be an NGO that does incredible ticketing. And so that's really been important to us, is to stay innovative and entrepreneurial through everything we do. And so one of those is getting to update our event page. We also just released here we go. We also just released a new box office solution. So with our scanning app, they work in coordination together. The box office solution is essentially a way to take payments right in person, and it works together with our scanning app. So that was just released as well. Really, really exciting tool. I will show you now the new event page. So you have to make sure that you set up your coloring correctly, but it's a really cool, different look. Obviously, you would maybe want to have a different background, not white, but it's just kind of displaying the information in a little bit of a more fun, exciting, inviting, engaging way here. But this is all up to you. If you don't like this one, you can switch and do a different one. Again, just bringing like all kinds of different options to the table, presenting the information a little bit more loud and proud, if you will. And so this is a new thing that we've rolled out just for that front page there, as you saw. Great question.
I want to go to this event.
Yeah, I made this up, I have to say. I was on my way to a wedding in Napa, and I decided to make a dream event for myself. I didn't get to go, but maybe one day. Any other questions? Can be about anything, the company, the mission, the model, the technology. Anything at all?
Everybody.
Oh, I've got one.
Yeah.
If we have questions, or the organizer has questions from ticket holders on how to change things, how do ticket holders go back in, update things like once they get their ticket?
Right. Great question. So they can contact the host right away, which means it's going to come straight to you. But they can also go through and do a live chat with one of us. And so whether they come to you or to us, we're always going to connect with you and make sure that we've got the information correct. It does happen that people can't find their email. We always double check our software and we're like, oh, it's landed. They just don't know where it went. But long story short, there's always a way for them to contact you or us, and we'll always come together on that at the end of the day and say, hey, Rachel, I just got a note from Cindy. She can't find her ticket. I've resent it. I just wanted to let you know. Or do you want to go ahead and resend that ticket? Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Good question.
I love it.
Anything else?
Well, we'll go through, think of any more questions that you have. We'll do those in a few minutes. So I'm going to go through real quick and kind of just go through some different announcements and things we have. Hopefully I'm sharing the right screen. Looks like it. And we'll get, answer any more questions on the back end, because I know I have a couple myself. So, our Chamber Exchange, which is our regional meetings. We had our first one April 27th, which was really awesome. We had it at the Captain's Stadium. We have one coming up June 29th, and then also August 31st. So we have a couple different ones coming up. Register for those. We have QR codes to register. And if I can get my screen to go here we go. So we also have an evening with the Lake Erie Crushers. So it's Chamber Night at the Crushers. And this is a really great event. It's, we're not making any money on this. We're actually giving away a portion of the proceeds to Canine Crisis Response. Hopefully, they have actually all registered. They are super excited to come. And if you are able to join us, share this out with your members. It's open to anyone. It's a family event. It's a Friday night. It's fireworks night. Pending, hopefully we have no crisis going on at that time. Everyone will be there from the Canine Crisis, and they were bringing their dogs as well. So, and they're very friendly. They're really support animals. So, and food is involved, networking, fireworks is going to be a really great evening. All right, and I have a blank slide. Why isn't it playing? Wait, come back. I don't know why it's not. Hang on. I'll get it. There we go. So Rachel and I have been working very hard on the back end of things, and my slide went too far. I need to learn how to use these things. So the Bride Star is much different this year. As you can see, the logo is different. Thanks to Rachel, she's really been the brainchild of pretty much everything behind the scenes when it comes to this. So we have new logo. The event is even going to be different. It's actually our 15th annual event. It's also going to be called the Summit and Awards. We're bringing in chamber leaders during the day for some professional development. We're going to have a fun evening with the Bride Stars. You're going to just be amazed. We're so excited. We're definitely blowing it out of the water as we do every year. This year is no exception. It is truly going to be a very fun evening. So we have some teasers that are going to go out in the next week or so, and June 1st in your inboxes is going to be some more information. Be thinking about who your Bright Star is going to be this year too. So that way we can get those put in. But we're just super excited about the program. I just can't, that video, Rachel, the video is all Rachel, and it's just amazing. I love it. And again, we want to thank Jessica. This has been just a really great platform to use. Once you get in and play with it a little bit, it's very, very easy. It's user-friendly. And I'd have to say I've used the chat a little bit for some things, and they're very responsive, very friendly. Everyone has been wonderful putting this particular event together. We actually have 2 different sites. So we're going to have one for the summit and one for the awards. And it just couldn't be easier to use. So we're very appreciative of you taking the time to join us today.
Thank you all so much for having me. And if you even just have a birthday party you'd like to put up on Humanitix, a free event, we're here to help. It's just an honor to get to speak to all of you and help spread the mission and change the world through tickets, which is a crazy thing to say, but it's true and it's happening. So thanks so much, and feel free, Cindy, to pass along my email. Here to help, here to share any articles if you have any questions or comments or feedback. Yeah.